Hey friends, happy Sunday. We have a lot to do today. I'm so glad that you're here with me. We're going to get started today by taking some meat from our freezer to prepare for dinner later on today. We are going to church today to worship, but before we do that, I'm going to get a few things started in the house. And the first thing is making my bed. When I wake up, I like to just have the calm darkness and get the bed made. It sets the tone for the rest of the day, and we have a lot that we're going to get done today. We have to get ready for the upcoming week. So today I'm going to be doing a little cooking, a little cleaning, some preparations for the week. And if this is your first time being here, welcome. My name is Melanique. I do all things decorating, cleaning, home decor, fashion, lifestyle, and I'm so glad you're here today. So if you haven't, please subscribe and like this video. After I make my bed, I'm going to move into my family room and get ready to do my devotion. And before that, I have to have my morning coffee. You will get to know me and you'll know that I have to have my coffee. So go ahead and have a cup of coffee with me this morning while we do our devotion. Before we go, I'm going to go ahead and throw a load of laundry in the wash for my 8-year-old son. That way when we get back, it will be ready for me to pop in the dryer and fold. Does anyone else know the pain of separating shorts from little boys' jeans? They just kind of take everything off at the same time. It's kind of a pain, but it is what it is. To his laundry, I'm also going to add some Febreze odor eliminator because, well, he's an 8-year-old boy. Hey friends, good morning. We are on our way to church to worship this morning. After church, we're going to stop by the store and pick up a few things. I'm going to make dinner and then get ready for our week. So I will see you guys after church. So we are back from church and I stopped at Walmart to pick up a few things before I start dinner and have to drop my daughter off at work. So I'll just show you what I picked up from the store right quick, and then we're going to jump into making dinner. Okay, so I'm just going to show you what I picked up from the store right quick. I picked up a few pieces of produce, a yellow onion for what I'm getting ready to make for dinner, a yellow and a red bell pepper that will go in our cabbage. And here's the cabbage I'm getting ready to cook. Also picked up a cucumber and some plums that I like to eat during the week. But truthfully, my daughter will likely eat all 4 of my little plums. I also picked up some romaine lettuce for salads this week. Some Sister Schubert's yeast rolls for dinner. Also picked up a package of bacon, 2 packages of butter. Guys, you will notice most of this stuff is off-brand because I don't know if y'all been buying groceries lately, but they ain't cheap, let me just tell you. So, I picked up some sour cream for a recipe I'm making for dinner today. Also, I was out of olive oil, so I picked up a thing of olive oil, a box of Jiffy for a recipe that I'm making. And when I make cornbread, I do not use Jiffy mix. I like making homemade cornbread, but I'm not making cornbread today. I'm making a casserole, so that's why I use the Jiffy. I also picked up a box of this box macaroni for a quick side later this week. Don't judge me for my box mac and cheese during the week. I can't do it. And then we needed some more ketchup. And then I have some light brown sugar because my sweet daughter knocked over my container of brown sugar and broke it. So all the brown sugar was gone. So I needed to get some more brown sugar. I also picked up several cans of sweet peas. I absolutely love sweet peas. I know some people think they're gross, but I love sweet peas. So I was out, so I picked up some. Here's some corn, 2 cans of corn, a can of just regular corn, and then a can of cream corn for a recipe. Also picked up some more garlic powder. And then my non-grocery items over here, I was out of lotion. This is the lotion that we use, Curel. I hate paying $10 for lotion, but this is the only thing that does well with my skin. I haven't mentioned to you guys, but I have lupus and I deal with some skin stuff. So that's really the only lotion that really does good for me. And then I was out of my Palmer's cocoa butter. I almost couldn't find it because I've had my other can for so long. This lasts for a long time. And they changed how it looks. So anyway, I picked that up and it was $8. Oh my God. And then the last thing I picked up, my son likes to take sandwiches in his lunchbox, and he lost the old sandwich container that we've had forever. And the other one is pink, and then one has Paw Patrol, and he won't use them. So I've been on the hunt for a sandwich container. And so I saw these like on an end cap at Walmart. It was $5.88. It says a stretch pod. So this part of the container is stretchy. If you can see me bending it in. So if you have a tall sandwich, you can put it in there. So I thought this was pretty cool. So I picked that up for him. But that is all. And guys, this little bit of groceries was not cheap. So, but it is what it is. For dinner today, we're going to have meatloaf and corn casserole, fried cabbage, mashed potatoes, and rolls. Now, I know that the world has this love-hate relationship with meatloaf, but me and my family like it, and so that's what we're going to have today. Only one person in my house does not like meatloaf, and she's away at college, so we're not going to be worried about her today. But I'm going to just make a quick, easy recipe for you that my family loves, and I'm going to be doubling the recipe because we like to have leftovers. And then I'm going to share my corn casserole recipe with you, and because of time and how much I have to do, I'm going to skip on the homemade mashed potatoes today, and we're going to have instant mashed potatoes. So it is what it is, and some yeast rolls. So I'm going to preheat the oven to 350, and we're going to start making our recipe. Okay, so in the meatloaf, here's what we have. The recipe calls for 1.5 pounds of ground beef, but I'm doubling the recipe today. But I will link below the recipe for just the normal amount, which is 1.5 pounds. But this is 3 pounds of ground beef that I have here. I have 2 eggs. I have 2 cups of breadcrumbs, and these are Progresso garlic and herb breadcrumbs. Most of the time when I'm using breadcrumbs, I like to use seasoned breadcrumbs. And then it calls for 1 cup of milk. The brown sugar, mustard, and ketchup are for the top. So we'll use that at the end. And actually the recipe calls for 1 egg, but like I said, I doubled it. It also calls for 1 whole chopped onion, but I used half an onion because my little boy just really doesn't like all the onions. So he'll eat it with the onions, but I used half onion and then I chopped it really fine. The recipe also calls for only salt and pepper, but come on, y'all know we got to use a little bit more than that. So I don't want it over seasoned, but I want it seasoned. So I'm going to be using some garlic powder, some seasoned salt, some Italian seasoning, and black pepper. And so that is all. It is a really simple recipe, and so I'm just going to show you how I put everything together. So after I wash my hands, I am going to start seasoning the beef. I am going to start with the seasoned salt, and you can just use as much or as little as you like. Then the garlic powder, and here I'm adding some minced onion. Since I did not add the whole onion, I'm just adding some dried minced onion, and then the Italian seasoning, and after that I'm going to add some black pepper. Now I'm going to add in our seasoned breadcrumbs. After that, I'm going to dump in the chopped onions, then the eggs, and finally the milk. I'm adding a little extra milk because I did actually double the recipe. After I add everything in, I'm going to just go right in with my hand and kind of grind and mix everything together. Once you get your mixture done, you'll want to coat your baking dish with some non-stick spray, and then take your meat and shape it in the dish. You might want to close up any gaps, and then I like to press mine out because it will shrink once it starts to cook. Next, I'm going to mix up the ketchup mixture and put that on top of the meatloaf. You want to be sure to just coat the top of it really well so that it can bake on and adhere to the meatloaf. While I'm cooking, I do like to wash the dishes as I go. We will clean the kitchen at the end, but when I wash as I go, the kitchen doesn't seem as messy, and I really don't like cooking in a very messy space. Okay, so now we're going to make our corn casserole. It is very easy. It's very good. If you like cornbread and you like corn, this is a quick, easy side dish for you to make, or something for you to bring to, you know, a potluck or something like that. So I'm going to show you how to make it today. I'm going to try my best to find this recipe and link it down below. Now, some of them call for cheese on top. I particularly don't like cheese on top of mine, but so if you like cheese, have at it. So the only thing that you need for this recipe is a box of Jiffy corn muffin mix, 1 can of whole kernel corn, 1 can of cream style corn. You need 8 ounces of sour cream, and this is usually just the small container of sour cream that you find at the grocery store. Or if you do the 16 ounce, just use half of that, which is what I did today. And then you just need 1 stick of butter. And guys, this is super easy and super good. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how to make it. This recipe is so easy. You really just dump everything into the bowl. Once you have all of the ingredients in the bowl, you're going to want to give it a very good mix. When you mix it, make sure that you get all of the Jiffy from the bottom and mix everything up really well. After it's mixed, you're going to want to spray your baking dish again with some non-stick spray and spread it into the dish. It's going to bake for about 35 to 40 minutes at 350. Next, I'm going to start on my cabbage. I'm going to just chop it all up and get it prepared to fry. And after I get it all chopped up, I am going to check on the meatloaf, and it is baking beautifully, and it'll be done in just a little while. Okay, so we're going to get started on our fried cabbage. I know there's a lot of ways to make cabbage. This is not the traditional way, but my family likes it this way, so I'm just going to share with you how I do that. Excuse the humming in the background. That is the fan on our stove, so when it cooks, it kind of, I guess, cools itself off. But anyway, the first thing we're gonna add to our cabbage is this bacon. So we start by frying up this bacon, and this, I like to use thick cut bacon. So this is about 5 slices of thick cut bacon, thick sliced bacon, however you want to say it. So you're just going to begin to fry this up and saute it so that you can get all of that good bacon fat for the cabbage. Now, I do not like cabbage, but it is one of my husband's favorite things to eat. So I try to cook it every now and then. So we're just gonna fry this up until it gets crispy. And after it gets crispy, we'll begin to add our cabbage into the bacon fat. So now I'm going to begin to add in the cabbage, and I'll be doing this in layers. So I'll add a layer of cabbage and some seasonings, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and a little Italian seasoning. After the seasonings, then I'm going to layer some sliced onions, red peppers, and yellow peppers. And I will just keep adding these layers. Now it will look like a lot, but cabbage cooks down pretty quickly. So I will continue to add my layers of cabbage, seasoning, and veggies until I've used it all. And once I get it all in there, I will give it just a quick mix to try to mix in some of the bacon fat and make sure that it's all in there, and then I will cover it and let it begin to do what it does. Cabbage cooks, you will want to come and check on it every few minutes and just kind of stir it and make sure all of the flavors and the seasonings and the veggies are all getting mixed in. So this is totally optional, but I like to add just a little bit of sugar when I am sauteing my veggies because it helps to cut some of the bitterness. I promise they're not going to be sweet, but it just kind of helps bring out some of those flavors. And as you can see, the cabbage has really cooked down, and actually it's almost done. And it may be done to some who prefer their vegetables a little firmer, but we like ours a little softer, so I'm going to let mine cook just for a few more minutes. Our meatloaf is done, so I've taken it out and poured off the excess fat, and I am going to let it rest and cool while we get the corn casserole in the oven and the rest of dinner made. cabbage is done, and the last thing that I am going to do is add back the bacon pieces that we cooked earlier. I'm going to just pour those crunchy pieces right over into the cabbage, and I'm going to turn it off so that it will stop cooking, because you don't want to just let these soak in there. They are just really a garnish and to add that last bit of flavor to the cabbage. So the cabbage is done, and I had my husband taste it, and he said it tastes delicious. So they can't wait for dinner. While I wait for dinner to finish, I'm going to throw these clothes in the dryer and get another load started. So, real life moment here. This is my dining room, and as you can see, it is full of things. This is where I have been keeping everything I purchased in my decor hauls and decor that I have switched out. And so I'm going to try after dinner to get this space organized and get these things put up, because honestly, it's giving me just a bit of anxiety. Here's our finished dinner, and it was so good. It was the kind of meal that fills your belly and warms your soul. The meatloaf was so good. The fried cabbage was seasoned to perfection. The corn casserole was good. Everything was delicious. So we are full, and I really don't feel like doing anything else, but I have to keep pushing because we have to finish getting ready for the week. I decided that I really do need to tackle the mess in the dining room, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on that. These are some bins that I purchased to place everything in, so I'm going to just start by using these bins to separate the fall items that I still have to use from the spring and summer, and just everyday decor items that I need to put away until the season rolls around again. Handheld vacuum. It's great for getting up small messes. I purchased it from Walmart, and I'll link it in the comments. Clean my table with these furniture polish wipes that I purchased from Kroger. They do such a great job and leave a nice shine on my table. Now it's time to fold the laundry that I've been washing today. These are my son's clothes, and so I just need to get them folded and put away and get ready to get his school clothes together for the next couple of weeks. While I'm folding clothes, I like to sit up under a blanket and watch television. I'm sure if I wasn't watching TV, I could go a little bit faster, but I think after all the things that I've done today, I deserve it. And I do fold his clothes, but I have taught him how to put them away, so he's taking care of that. So after I did the laundry, all of my activities began to catch up with me, and I started to feel really tired and my body was hurting. I've mentioned in passing that I do suffer with lupus, and I have SLE lupus, which attacks my joints and my organs, and I have to really listen to my body when it tells me to slow down or it tells me to stop. And so here I have decided to sit down and watch a little TV, rest, look at some YouTube videos, and just kind of let my joints recuperate for a minute. No matter who you are, even if you don't suffer with an illness, it's important for you to listen to your body. When you need rest, you should take it, because this is how you are going to function as your best self. Remember that you are always worth it. So rest time is over, and now I am ironing up Dylan's uniforms for the next 2 weeks. I like to make sure he has enough outfits to last him for 2 weeks, and this just helps us in the mornings not have to worry about finding something to wear or ironing something or going through the I don't want to wear that stuff. He just has a lot of things ready and already prepared. And what I do with his shirts and his pants is I hang the pants with a shirt in the closet, and in the mornings after breakfast he can just pick whatever floats his boat, and then we can get on with the day. Now I'm going to work on cleaning up in the kitchen. I am going to put the leftover food in some containers, and I'm going to leave it out though because my daughter's at work and she didn't get a chance to eat dinner. So I'm going to just put it in some containers, and then I'm going to wash the dishes and get the kitchen all nice and tidy and ready for us in the morning when it's time for us to have breakfast and pack our lunches. I did end up putting these dishes in the dishwasher, but somehow that footage was lost, so just know that the dishwasher is doing its job for me tonight. And here I'm just going to refill my Dawn Power Wash and wash a few of the things that I did not put in the dishwasher. once I've cleaned my sink, I do like to just go in and wipe up all the excess water with paper towels. So tell me in the comments how you like to get ready for the upcoming week. What are some things you do to prepare for the week ahead? Y'all, Little Mermaid is my absolute favorite. I am about to use my cup in just a few minutes. So every night we try to do what we call a 10-minute pickup, and everyone picks up things around the house that are out of place and puts them away. And guys, this helps us so much with keeping the house tidy or somewhat tidy, with me working outside of the home, and with the way my body feels. Sometimes I just don't feel like doing deep cleans, and this helps us keep the house tidy throughout the week. It has been a long day, but a very prosperous one. I am going to wind down now with a cup of tea that I'm going to drink while I look at a few emails and look at my schedule and kind of decipher what I have going on this week. I like to wind down with this Sleepy Time Sinus Soother tea. It just kind of helps me relax and get ready for bed. Okay guys, that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. I am overwhelmed with the comments and all of the positivity. It is my hope that I have said something or done something that inspires you to make a difference in your life or in your home. And if you have not subscribed, please consider joining our family and subscribe and like this video. It really helps our little channel out. So until next time, you guys have a wonderful and blessed week.